Hi again. So this is as always the Instagram size. Now go to the folder that I gave to you and you can find this one by searching about splash color, and this is by searching about handsome guy or something like that. Okay, and this is of course by searching about milk in Google search, I mean. Okay, so let's bring the handsome guy into our project, save changes, and rasterize it. I just use my keyboard to do that. Then remove the background using Magic Wand tool. Okay, simple and easy. Now Command T to make it smaller and position it down there, and then flip him horizontally. Okay. Now I really don't need his beautiful hair, so I will shave it. To do that, select him pixely and then use Sum tool to remove his hair. Right click to change the size of the brush and then click and pull up. Do that repeatedly again and again until you remove all his hair. Okay? So I think that's so easy. And do that straight and up around through his head. Don't make it horizontally like that. Okay? So undo that and remove the rest of his hair. Okay? So try to keep the shadow in his head like the original one. Okay, try to don't mix the shadow with light. Of course you can see this is not a complete rounded head. There are a lot of holes caused by the hair. To fix that, drag column from here. If you don't have that, press Command R in your keyboard. Okay, so position it like that and bring another comb from up there. And position it right here. Then select Ellipse Selection tool and try to make a circle selection area starting from this point. Now you may not do that from the first time, but at the end you will get something like that. Okay? So as I told you, don't think that Photoshop will do everything for you and you just wait and watch. You need to work. Then choose Sum tool and fill that holes. Okay? Don't fill that little area there for some reason. Okay? Because I think if you did that, the head will become like a ball. So don't. Then right click there and select the inverse to remove unneeded parts. Now if you just press backspace, you can see that will be a mistake. Okay? So we need to deselect his face and his body. So do that by using rectangle selection tool. Okay? Then try to select his face and body. Actually, to deselect them. Then press backspace. Okay? Oh my god. Undo that, I just did a mistake. I should put this one to remove part mode. Or press Alt in my keyboard, but I didn't. Okay? So do that again and then press backspace. Now we did it. You can see that we have a nice curved head there. We actually take a lot of time to do that. But you can use some tool if you need to fix this area here. Okay? You can shave his hair here, but I really don't care. So do that if you want. Then press Command in your keyboard and drag these two columns out. Now you may notice that his head doesn't have any details because we used Sum tool. So choose Batch tool and let's give him some details. So you can simply select a part of his head and drag that part to an area with some details. Okay, so of course you can do that, and of course try to avoid the borders. So it's a matter of do that again and again until you have a nice skin with some details. Okay, so you can see that we are always looking for more realistic. Okay, then use butthole tool to, let's say, equalize the amount of details. Okay, now that's fantastic. Now let's rename this bald guy and call him Guy. Then duplicate the layer, Command G, and rename the original one and put something like JBW, I mean black and white. Then let's remove the copy here. Something like that will be fine. Then hide the original one, and you can see we hide it, okay? And select the guy black and white, and let's go to camera raw filter and make him black and white. So you should be familiar with that. Put the vibrance and saturation to -100. Okay. Now you may put and some contrast if you want. And I just noticed that there is a white color there I need to remove. So press OK, and you may not have this one, okay, but I have it. So I will use Magic Wand tool to select that area we just saw it there, and then press backspace to remove it. Then of course I need to do the same thing to the original layer, and you may not need to do that, so focus. So I just noticed that there is a small empty area down there. So select both layers and Command T or Control T if you have Windows. Then use your keyboard arrows to pull him down. Then save changes. Okay? Now you can check that out. We have two layers, one with colors and the other one black and white. So select the B and W one. Go to the filter up there and choose Filter Gallery. Now this box will appear. Maybe you will be in artistic part here. So go down to texture, select it, and select something called texturizer. That's one there. So make the scaling and relief to 60% and 7, then press OK. We did that to make him looks like statue. So zoom in and try to remove his eye. So I will select the area of the eye manually, but of course you can use any selection tool or way to do that, okay? So I think that will be good. Now let's pull the gray color into that area. So of course to do that, use some tool. Okay, so pull it like that and make sure that the strength is near to 60%. So do that again and again until you have the gray color. Okay, then of course we need to add some textures to that. So go to the filter again and put the same filter there. Of course you can select this one here or press Command F in your keyboard if you like shortcuts. So you may notice by doing that we deleted the shadow. Choose Bone tool to add shadow, change the size and the exposure, then draw a curved shadow there in the border. Okay? So I think that will be fine. Now you may need to add highlight to represent the curved shape of the eye. Then of course we need to do the exact same steps in order to remove his lids. Okay, so I will do that again manually using I really call it manually selection tool. Okay. So then again, smudge tool, and do that repeatedly. Then of course filter gallery, or you can do that by going to the filters. Okay, then let's add some shadow there. Okay, make the exposure to 8% to make it realistic. I think that will be fine. Okay, now we have nice statue. I think you can of course use some tool to remove things that you think it doesn't looks good. Okay, and of course if you need to add details you can use batch tool or from filter again. Okay, so I think that's cool. Maybe this I need to fix little bit from there. So smudge tool to move that color inside, then add some details using batch tool as always. Okay, now I think that's a really statue. Okay, so go again and hide the colored guy and select him. Now what I want to do is to make a half of him with colors and the other half without colors. So make sure the mode is to add selection, and then let's try to select the half of his body. Okay, I think we will need cones to do that correctly. Okay, so bring them again and release them in the centers. Okay, so now we can select a half correctly. I think I will do that in the other side. Okay, that's cool. Now don't press backspace in your keyboard. Use the erase tool and try to make this like curve here. Okay, and then delete the rest of his body. Now make another circle there. I really need to make things here more realistic. I need that to present something like color. This is not skin anymore. Okay, something like that will be fine. Of course, command to remove this one here. Okay, or control if you have Windows. Then let's do that again here. Okay, so these curves, and you can check that out actually. So double click there and let's add some shadow and see what happened. So you can see this is very cool. It looks like 3D. So press cancel, we will not do that now. Okay, now we reached the most important part, the major part of the work. So what I want to do, I want to add parts to show this is not skin anymore. I want to make it like liquid skin and like actually a chocolate, actually milk chocolate instead of his skin. So to do that, go to the folder and let's bring the splash colors there. So drag it into our project as always. That's so big. Okay, and do the same process that we did thousands of times. So I just resize this using Command T, and then let's remove the background. I rasterize the smart object already using my keyboard. Then let's select this part here. So Command C to copy that, or Control C if you have Windows. Okay, let's do that again. Actually, we don't need that amount. This little amount will be fine. So Command C and Command V, then position it up there. Okay, So you can zoom in for a better view, and then let's warp it a little bit. Okay, something like that. Okay, that's fine. Then save changes and position it a little bit up. Something like that will be fine. Then let's do the magic here. Now we want that to look like skin. So pull this layer under the colored guy skin and then select it pixely, then get back to the guy again and select sample tool and make sure that sample all layers is checked. Okay, so when you do that, then it's a matter of drag that color down. Okay, so remember we are working now on the guy layer. Okay, then let's merge them down. So command and select both of them, then press command E in your keyboard or control E if you have window. Now they are one layer, then of course use the batch tool to add some details. Okay, so now that's really look like skin. Fantastic job. Then when you did that, let's add another one coming out of his nose, then bat his mouth and end on the edge of his face. So now this is a quick challenge for you. Can you do that yourself? So you should be able to do that. Okay, so you learn a lot until now. So I really recommend you to pause the video and try to do that yourself. Okay, but if I didn't, we actually will do that. If not in this lecture, we will do that next lecture. So unhide the dripping colors image and do the same thing. Select, actually you can select the same amount or much more will be better. Okay, so command C and hide it and then paste it here, then command T. I really do that so fast. Okay, so you may press it a little bit, position it like that and rotate it. Okay, so position it up there and stretch it down until it reach there. Okay, right click and warp it. So I think I will leave you here. I really hope that you will do this alone before entering the next lecture. So thank you for watching and see you there.